There is a specific financial condition that does not appear in any clinical definition.
Financial planners encounter it constantly. High income, high fixed costs, zero financial flexibility.
It is not poverty. It is not wealth. It is something considerably more uncomfortable than either.
The experience of earning well and having nothing to show for it, and not being able to immediately explain why.
The question this episode answers is not why are you spending too much?
The question is, what structural decisions created the cage?
How do they work? And what does the research say about getting out?
LendingClub's Reality Check Paycheck to Paycheck research series, conducted in partnership with PYMNTS,
has across multiple survey waves consistently found that a substantial portion of Americans earning above $100,000 annually report living paycheck to paycheck.
The exact percentage varies across survey waves and years, ranging from roughly 30% to 40% in different reports. That variance matters.
These figures are self-reported, and paycheck to paycheck means genuinely different things to different respondents.
Some use the phrase to describe genuine financial distress. An emergency would require debt. Others use it to describe having little liquid cash remaining after maximizing their 401k contributions.
Both are real experiences, but they require different interventions, and conflating them produces bad advice. What the data consistently shows, regardless of precise figures,
is that high income does not automatically produce financial security, and that the mechanisms behind this gap are structural, not purely behavioral. Financial planners and behavioral economists have increasingly focused on what Nobel laureate Richard Thaler's work on mental accounting helps explain. We treat fixed costs differently from variable costs.
Fixed costs are commitments made once that compound across years.
A decision to rent a $3,500 apartment instead of a $2,800 apartment is not a $700 monthly decision. It is a $700 monthly decision multiplied by every month of the lease.
Is not a $700 monthly decision. It is a $700 monthly decision multiplied by every month of the lease, with a lifestyle anchor effect that makes downward adjustment psychologically difficult, even after circumstances change. Behavioral researchers call this lifestyle lock-in.
Financial planners call it a fixed cost trap. The experience of it feels like being trapped.
Because structurally, that is precisely what it is. Nobel laureate Richard Thaler's work on mental accounting helps explain.
We treat fixed costs differently from variable costs, and this asymmetry has significant consequences for financial flexibility.
The conventional financial advice framework focuses heavily on discretionary spending. The daily coffee, the streaming subscriptions, the restaurant dinners.
This focus is not wrong. Discretionary spending does matter. But a growing body of financial planning research suggests that fixed costs are the primary determinants of long-term financial flexibility. But a growing body of financial planning research and practitioner literature suggests that fixed costs are the primary determinants of long-term financial flexibility for middle and upper middle income households. Let us talk about debt.
Because the numbers are complicated, and that complexity matters. The debt picture for high earners is more nuanced than most discussions acknowledge. And nuance here
is not a courtesy, it is accuracy.
The nuance here is not a courtesy, it is accuracy.
Let us be precise about what the data actually shows.
The debt picture for high earners resists easy generalization.
Let us be precise. According to Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finance data, student loan debt is disproportionately concentrated in higher income households, partly because graduate and professional degrees, which produce higher incomes, also produce higher educational debt loads. The monthly payment on $150,000 in student loans functions in practice as a second rent payment.
Vehicle financing data from Experian and Edmunds documents a consistent pattern. As income increases,
vehicle selection tends to move toward premium or near premium segments.
As income increases, vehicle selection tends to move toward premium or near premium segments,
with monthly payments that can reach $700 to $1,100. This is a voluntary commitment made once that constrains a budget for 5 to 7 years. On revolving credit card debt, the Federal Reserve's G19 Consumer Credit Report showed total U.S. revolving credit card balances exceeded $1.1 trillion in 2024 and 2025.
higher earners can technically service minimum payments while carrying significant balances, which makes the problem less immediately visible while the interest compounds.
The interest compounds. The combination of these three debt categories, layered onto elevated fixed housing costs, is what financial planners mean when they describe the six-figure trap, not a moral failure, a structural condition.
The behavioral economics of lifestyle lock-in are well documented in the academic literature.
Loss aversion, first formalized by Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky in their landmark prospect theory research published in 1979, helps explain why downgrading a lifestyle commitment feels disproportionately painful relative to the financial benefit it would produce. Moving to a less expensive apartment does not feel like a neutral financial optimization. It registers psychologically as a loss.
The research shows we weigh losses roughly twice as heavily as equivalent gains. What structural decisions created the cage?
The pressure is real. The response to it is understandable. Understanding it does not make it optional, but it does make it legible. Social comparison theory,
Documented extensively by economist Robert Frank in his work on expenditure cascades, helps explain why high earners embedded in high-earning social networks face genuine, not imagined, social pressure to maintain spending levels that match their peer environment. High earners embedded in high-earning social networks face genuine,
Not imagined social pressure to maintain spending levels that match their peer environment. The pressure is real. The response to it is understandable. Neither of these mechanisms is an excuse. Both are explanations. Accurate diagnosis precedes effective treatment.
The practical implication is this: if you are in a fixed cost trap, the path out is almost never eliminating the small discretionary purchases. It is renegotiating one or more of the large fixed commitments. That requires a different kind of decision, a different kind of planning, and sometimes a different kind of courage.
The sources for every claim in this episode are linked in the description.
We have been deliberate throughout about distinguishing between what the data clearly shows,
What it suggests, and what remains genuinely debated among researchers,
we believe you deserve that distinction.
and that it makes this series more useful, not less.
In episode 3, why saving money
May not be building wealth the way you were taught to expect.
The explanation involves inflation,
Purchasing power, and arithmetic that is rarely explained clearly.
Subscribe if you want the rest of the series. We will see you in episode 3.